Hello, guys. My name is Mo, and I will be giving you a speech about my favorite hobby, which is soccer. The game of soccer was first kind of discovered back 3,000 years BC. It was played with a rock, and according to footballhistory.org, the ball was a symbol of the sun, and the game, the loser captain will be sacrificed to the gods. The ball was also at that time played with a rock. After that comes in China. The very like first known game in China, it was back in the second and third century BC. The game was called Suju. Later, the game was spread to Japan, and the game was also played in ceremonial practices and ceremonial events. The history of soccer back in Greek and Rome was basically an ancient game, just like the, a game in China. But the difference in China that like the Chinese people had a like a rubber ball, but in ancient Greek they had a leather ball with hair stuffed in it. The ball that was made out of leather, the first documentation of it was in it was in the seventh century in Rome, and also it was also the game was also played is in Greek as it was played in Rome. In Rome, the game was played as a military exercise. It was not a ceremonial game. It was just part of a military routine. One of the icons that represents soccer or the game of football is Pele. He is one of the best players of history and has a very good record. The history of soccer or football in Europe, there was in 1863 the Rugby Football and Football Team Association separated. They became football's first association. FIFA, which is called the Federation International de Football Association, was found in 1904. United the Europeans Football Association, such as France, Belgium, Spain, and Netherlands. Many other countries were also involved, but these are the main countries. FIFA FIFA was is the first created regulated game in soccer. According to FIFA.com, Europe is now currently the holder of all around the world. The history of soccer in England. England is considered the discovery of football. Many countries claim that they have discovered football, but the first country that made the football game as a team and international game was England. The game was created in England back in the 12th century. During that time, game was usually played on the streets of England. Also during that time, the game was a lot violent and a lot rough than the modern game. In some cases, death was involved. In 1888, the English Football League was created, started with 12 teams. England is also called the home of football. Due to the advances they have done for the sport, making some certain rules, creating an international game for everybody. It was England that transformed the game from a street game into a game that we all know today. England was the country that created like no tripping players, also created some certain rules like penalties and different advances in the game. Soccer or football experiences. As for myself, I have always been passionate about soccer. Growing up, it was my favorite sport by far. I used to always play soccer at home, on the streets, at school, and of course on soccer fields. Um, it gives me an incredible feeling, the most incredible feeling that a person can feel. What I call is the flow zone. The flow zone is where I see the ball on my feet. I see the ball on my feet. I also feel the crowd around me, how my teammates are running around me. What I usually feel is the grass underneath me as I'm touching the ball, and I feel the emotions of people, how they want to score. They have a harmony of playing as a team. When I smell the air, trying to gas up as much air as possible, so that way I can keep on running
The
or
library will
giving
close in 5
my
minutes.
giving
Please
my
prepare to
team my
leave.
one hundred
If you need
percent.
alternative study space, please
And what I
see a
usually
staff
taste
member.
is the taste of a saliva as I am running, trying to you know um, the taste of my dry mouth and the saliva. It is absolutely the most wonderful game in history. Thank you.